Hey everybody, this is Craig from 9Volt Games. Today, this is such a fucking mess down here. I'm sorry about this view. It's the only one I can do that doesn't come out foggy down here. But hey, good news. I got a dehumidifier, so I'm not fucking dying. Alright, so today I'm going to do a video that was requested when I started doing my Why I Loves. Sidebar, by the way, did you guys know that Games Radar now does Why I Love? It's fucking infuriating. If you'd like, go back to my first Why I Love video and send that shit to them. Because I started doing those videos when I was actually friends with people who worked at Games Radar. So that shit is irritating. But anyways, I digress. Asshole, they're not even doing it right. Go check it out. I wouldn't like to promote this, but go check it out, seriously. So, we are... Anyways, what the fuck was I? Oh yes. When I started doing my Why I Loves, I did Silent Hill 2. And, I just started talking about why I love Silent Hill, pretty much like why I love the series. And a lot of people asked me, Gary Morris most notably, there's a couple other people that asked me, why don't you ever talk about The Room? So today I'm going to talk about The Room. Now, you know, with the documentary and the reason I do the Why I Loves is generally when I give you a game, I attach a memory to it. I got to stop doing this. My girlfriend called me out on it in the videos. When I do the Why I Loves, generally there's some kind of memory or whatever, good memory, bad memory, whatever, attached to the games themselves. And when it comes to Silent Hill 4, The Room, that was one of the worst points of my life, period. There was a lot of drugs involved, actually. It was September 2004. I had just moved back from Maine. I'd moved back to New Hampshire. I wasn't homeless, but I was squatting on a friend that I just met's couch. The only thing I had to my name was a bag of clothes, a bottle of vodka, and my Xbox. And I ended up, you know, I still had a job. I held down a job. I was never jobless, but I was technically homeless. And I still got Silent Hill 4 The Room because, you know, anything to ease your pain at that point. The reason I don't like it is I couldn't get into it that much because anything that you could possibly take that had a side effect to it, anything that slightly got you high, I put in my mouth. I ingested. And it was a lot of like cough syrup and codeine type products. It was pretty bad. If you had some kind of painkiller, I was trying to take it from you or conning you into giving it to me or buying it from you. Either one. So that's really what's attached to this. That's exactly what was going on in the beginning of September when this game came out. So, that portion's out of the way for a whole 3 minutes. Now, as far as the actual game goes, all the other stuff ignored. It's like how I am with Final Fantasy 12. Okay, I did not like it when it came out. Same with this. I didn't think it was a good Silent Hill game. And pretty much I was like, if you called this anything but Silent Hill, it would have been good. That's how I felt about Final Fantasy 12. I was like, man, I like this game, but it's a bad fucking Final Fantasy game. And then Final Fantasy started to go down the shitter with 13, and then I started to actually appreciate 12. So with Silent Hill 4, The Room, after, you know, we were beaten down with, you know, the Homecoming, the Downpour, you know, Book of Memories, and I didn't find it that terrible, but a lot of people did with the HD collection. You kind of felt shit on by Konami, and then the last thing I can think of is Silent Hill 4 The Room. While I don't think it was a great Silent Hill game, it was still a great game. So to me, it was the last Silent Hill actually ever made. I did not like the way that the game played. And it's funny because you can actually look it up now, and now it's just said it was a rumor. But back in the day, I used to do a lot. I followed this a lot because I was very excited for it because it was Silent Hill. So obviously I'm going to follow it. And I used to put it on my, remember this? I used to put it on my live journal. I used to get so excited about Silent Hill 4. And I remember it not being a Silent Hill game. And then they got scared, cold feet, because that's what Konami does. And they ended up working it into Silent Hill. Now if you look it up, it all says that it was rumors. But I think it's funny that they even have to address it as, despite what you may have read on the internet, this was always intended to be a Silent Hill game. Bullshit. This was definitely meant to be something else because there's a lot of elements in it that aren't Silent Hill-esque. You know, Silent Hill's not about ghosts. This shit was about ghosts, the victims of Walter Sullivan. And I did like the work into Silent Hill 2. It would be awesome if something just fucking popped its head out right there. Because my son always tells me, speaking of ghosts, my son always tells me that there's fucking ghosts in this basement. You know what he told me 2 days ago? He told me, Daddy, I don't need my flashlight. Because I usually give him a flashlight. And I don't need my flashlight. There's good ghosts in the closet. That keeps me safe from the bad ghosts that come from the basement when Daddy goes to sleep. What the fuck is that? Anyways, yes, and there's people we got this house from. One of them fucking died. I digress. But that was it. That was actually what kind of turned me off from Silent Hill was the ghost, the unkillable ghost. And they tried to make it like... That was weird. They tried to make it like everything was urgent. Like you needed to get stuff done. I don't like being pushed in a Silent Hill game. I like to explore. And I think Silent Hill 2, when it came out, set the bar so high is like you can enjoy this story at your own pace because it's unsettling. So it's going to be scary. You don't need something like chasing you down. Like Pyramid Head was there, but he never actually chased you. And when he did, he was walking slow. This one, things fucking flew at you and forced you to keep going, keep going, keep going. I don't think that Silent Hill should be a fast-paced game. I also didn't like that you could make your hits as powerful as you want to. You could charge shit up. And then the parts that took place first person in the room that you were actually trapped in, I thought was pretty cool. At first, I actually thought it was the freakiest part of the game, but then I started to think about it. And Silent Hill is not about pop scares. And that's kind of what it was. I mean, it wasn't shit popped out at you immediately, but like first time you're walking in the hallway and that fucking ghost starts coming through the ceiling and then one starts coming through the wall, like that shit's scary. But that's not what's supposed to make Silent Hill scary. It's supposed to be under your skin scary, like an unsettling story. And you know, just seeing like a dead body crawling through a wall, that's not Silent Hill stuff. That's Resident Evil stuff. So I don't know. It's the last true Silent Hill game to me. I've come to accept that now. And it was a good game. I just feel like it wasn't a good Silent Hill game. However, like I said, I do think it was a good game. But some of it was actually very slow and boring. I'm not going to lie. I also did not like that. Someone wanted me to say why I didn't like it. This one. I didn't like that it didn't take place in Silent Hill. It took place in South Ashford. And you go through the wall and you go to places in Silent Hill, but you're not actually in Silent Hill when it happens. And the connection to Silent Hill is, you know, the room and Walter Sullivan and, you know, the 21 Sacraments are trying to bring his mother back. I will say that. It had the freakiest looking final boss of any of the Silent Hills. For sure. But I did like that whole part of the story, and Walter himself, as the boy and the adult, was super fucking creepy. Just like the presence of him was creepy. So that was one good thing that they retained from Silent Hill, is just making a digitized character creepy to even be around you. Like that time you look through the fucking, you know, you keep looking through the peephole and like you'll see Eileen going by and she'll be sweeping, or you'll see people going by looking in and be like, oh, he hasn't come out in a while. And then at one time you fucking look in there and it's just Walter's face like this. Awesome. So there was some fucking totally awesome moments in it when you're looking through Eileen's apartment and the fucking Robbie the Rabbit is just looking for it, and then the next time you look, he's fucking staring right at you like this. That was pretty cool, but it definitely had some moments to it. But it was still a freaky game. It was just a different kind of creepy and not what I've come to expect from Silent Hill. The music alone in the other Silent Hills was fucking freaky enough that it created the atmosphere for what the game actually lacked in graphics. And I actually felt this one, the music didn't go so well. However, Room of Angel is still one of my favorite songs in the whole Silent Hill collective, but the actual like music in the game, I don't think added very much to it. The sound effects, there was the enemies in the hospital that fucking burped when you hit them, like that took me right out of it. Twin Victim was an awesome enemy. I'm not gonna lie. The first time when you're not the first time you see them, but when you're going around in the mental hospital, that was supposed to be something else. It was a water treatment facility, but it was really a big cylinder that was fucking mental patient rooms. I rounded the corner and that fucking Twin Victim was there just pointing like this, and it lunged at me. Scared the shit out of me. It was amazing. So yeah, as you can see, like, I'm giving you memories from it, and it is awesome. But to me, it's where it's the last Silent Hill game, but it's where Silent Hill went like this. Because what happened was, for people like me and like some hardcore fans of the series, critically this game did well, and the sales did fucking amazing because it came out in September. And back in those days, nothing came out in September. Everything came out around Christmas. So this was a perfect time to launch this game. This game made a lot of money over here, even out of Konami's mouth. The problem with it was that it got amazing critical reviews because it came out during a gamer's drought. However, through people who actually enjoyed Silent Hill, it got mixed reviews. Because I know some people are like me, and you look at it as like, Konami did something vastly different with this game. They made unkillable ghosts. They made it so like you had to get through the game. You had to keep moving. You couldn't really stay in one spot for very long and figure shit out. And then when you go back to the room for the second half of the game, it fucking damages you. In the first half of the game, it heals you. So you don't even want to go back. And, you know, they did all these different things, and it paid off for them financially. It got, like, mid-high reviews, but it made a lot of money. So then Konami started to just go off on tangent, do whatever the fuck they wanted. And that didn't sit well with me. So I do look at it as like the downfall of Silent Hill. I don't care what the internet tells you now. Back in the day, this was supposed to be something different. I've gotten in an argument with someone on this channel before, but now if I go look it up, everything's like, oh, it was just a rumor. It was just a rumor. I think that they let it out that this might be a new IP just called The Room, and then they got scared. They put Silent Hill on it, and as soon as it did well, they were like, oh, this was always meant to be Silent Hill. For all you people who are upset that were super big Silent Hill fans like Craig, and 9-Volt Games, if I existed at that time, don't worry, this was always supposed to be a Silent Hill game. Like, you took a connection from a crumpled up newspaper that you knocked down a garbage chute with a can of, or a 6-pack can of orange drink in Silent Hill 2, and you stretch that into a whole game. It makes the connection kind of loose. While they did work the connection very well, I just don't see it as, let's build it off of this newspaper clipping. And then the game show at the end when we talk about Walter Sullivan. You know what I mean? But, so, I do like The Room. I do recommend it if you're going to go back and play the Silent Hill games. I recommend it as playing 1, 2, 3, and 4. But hopefully if you play the games the way that I do and you enjoy them that I do, you might see it like that. But who knows? So, for all of those of you who've asked, those are the reasons that I don't like it. It's attached to a shitty time in my life, and it just didn't represent Silent Hill to the best of its abilities to me, but it still was a very scary game with some boring points. Yeah. Thank you guys for watching.